Hello and welcome to Glorious Miniatures, and in today's video we'll be checking out the out of production Black Templars Army box. So without further ado, let's just get stuck into it. This is what we got. Black Templars Army set. 13 miniatures. Now I did not pay the full GW price for this. I did not even pay the sort of full third-party store price. I did pay less than intended, but it's still a fair amount. However, I think it was personally worth it, so that is all that really matters. Let's see what's inside it. It's been out for a while, so most people already know. However, within it you get Redemptor dreadnought, primaris neophytes, a marshal, primaris sword brother, primaris initiate, and the Emperor's champion. Now, I already have an Emperor's champion. In fact, I've got two, including Baynard's Revenge. So this will be spare. In fact, I think I already have one of these. So I've kind of got a couple already purchased that I can use for other reasons. But the dreadnought, compared to the combat patrol, which is the impulsor, you get the sword, you get a marshal and some initiates, I think. You know, with the... You get the neophytes and initiates, yeah. I reckon this was personally a better deal. I also get the book and the cards. The combat patrol, I think, is from the third-party store is 75. I picked this box up for 85. Excuse me. I wish 35, and I think this is much better because I was more keen on the dreadnought than an impulsor. Although I may very well put some people into an impulsor, but let's crack it open and find out what's inside. Lovely jubbly. So, got this lovely bit of artwork on the front. Absolutely fantastic. The John Blanche artwork. Now, the question is, how does one get into this box? Magic, apparently. We got it. We got it figured out. Bases. Cards. Marshal. Emperor's champion. Dreadnought. Neophytes and initiates. Some artwork. The nice collector's edition codex. That's all there is. Oh no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Transfers. Let's have a little bit of a further look. Let's have a look. First of all, we got the transfers here. As you can see, Black Templar motif. Obviously, it says a Black Templar transfer sheet. Vehicle markings, very nice. Component code, I misread that upside down. I thought it was a contemptor for a second. So you got your battle line, close support, fire support markings up here. Sword Brethren markings here in red. Crusade badges and personal heraldry right here, and various other little Templar crosses, etc., etc. Some chains, all that kind of good stuff, which is what we want in a transfer sheet. Very glad I got my hands on that. Let us have a look at the cards. I'm not going to go through them all because, frankly, I don't really play the game, so I don't even know how they affect anything really. I can guess it at best. However, I have the cards, so that when I do play the game, I'll be able to use the cards. I'm glad it's not sealed inside again. That would have been very tedious. So, Devout Push. I've heard of that in battle reports. I do watch battle reports a lot. Sort of get me vaguely in the idea of playing this game eventually. But so, you've got Stratagems, Crusader's Wrath, the Emperor's Honor. That's the Epic Deed. Epic Deed Stratagems. Requisition stratagems. I hope these are all in the correct order. Strategic ploys. Strength of conviction. The Emperor's Will. Shock and Awe. War gear stratagem. Heretic's Pyre. Incendiary shells. Command reroll. It's a classic. Cut them down for the core stratagems. What are these things? These are vows. Very We've got a couple of 4 vows here. We've got Suffer Not the Unclean to Live. So unmodified hit rolls of 6 automatically wounds. That's rather juicy, in my opinion. But as I said, I don't play, so who knows if it is actually juicy. Uphold the honor of the Emperor. Models in this unit have a 5+ in Fun. Each time an attack is made against this unit, unmodified 1 or 2s for that attack fails, irrespective of any modifiers. Very nice. Appall the Witch, destroy the Witch. Once per battle, you're in your first movement phase. If there are enemy psychic units in your opponent's army, until the end of the phase, add 3 inches to the move characteristic of models in this unit. That could be quite good, making a little bit of extra movement. I'm not reading the passions because, frankly, I'm getting very confused already. Accept any challenge, no matter the odds. While this unit is within an engagement range of any enemy units, if combat doctrine is active for your army, this unit gains the bonus of the assault doctrine instead of the combat doctrine that is currently active. Each time this unit fights, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the models in this unit. It's not cumulative with the additional attack granted by the shock assault ability. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. That's pretty snazzy. That could be good. We have a... Oh, and we got a nice little bit of card at the back. Very nice. Helbrecht. Or Jeff. Okay, so we got some cards in there. I don't know if people play Black Templars, how popular they are. If people play it, what's your favourite, I guess, ploys and all that kind of stuff within this? Is there anything I should be keeping my eyes peeled for? I'm going to look at the artwork later. I'm assuming the instructions are within the art book. I say the art book. I'm calling it a codex. Frankly, codex should be digital and the book should still be art and lore and stuff. That would be my preference, and I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. However, for the moment, let's have a look at... This is the Marshal. He is on a tactical rock, obviously. He's got his little skeleton friend. I've had to purchase this kit before because for my Lamarti's conversion, I used a skelly friend. He's obviously got capes. He's got his funky arm. He's got 2 head options. He's got like a sort of... they're both barehead. Baron. This one has like a sort of iron... sort of circle thing around it. With a nose thing to protect his nose. He's very keen on keeping that in pristine condition. But then there's this option here which has a sort of respirator over his face. So you got a couple of options there. Weapon wise, you've got... Is this a combi? Kind of weaponry have you got going on? He's got the axe or the sword option. Two options there. Or he has... Is this a combi pyre weapon of some variety, or he's got a Volkite? I could be horrifically wrong there. So there are a couple of weapon options for both, which is a good thing to see. Obviously the shoulder pads, all as we would like to see it, really. So I'm happy about this. Okay. Emperor's Champion. I don't know what to do with this. I was going to convert one into... originally, when I was planning on getting this box set, I was going to convert one of these into my Imperial Fists and one would stay as Black Templars. But now I've got Bayard's Revenge. I've got an extra one. And I've kind of already got a Primaris company champion for my Ultramarines. And I was working on a conversion for Blood Angels. So this is... I might have a sort of spare one. This could potentially be a giveaway at some point. Just a little bit of loveliness, but it is... In fact, he looks vaguely like this when he's built. Except I've got his backpack and head removed currently. And he will have paint on him eventually. It's very nice. Not very nice mini though. Got the Primaris Redemptor dreadnought right here. Story in 3 parts. We have the sort of exhaust stack right here. Shoulder pads. Leggy bits. All that sort of good stuff. Lower legs. I think that's the lower leg bit. Been a while since I've put this kit together. I do have another one. But I'm thinking, which I was going to use for my Imperial Fist, but I might just double up and do 2 for my Black Templars now. So that is one bit. We've got this sort of hip bit here. What is this? Is this a leg? I think that's a leg. Various armor plates, armor panels, stuff like that. Shoulder bits, some power coils, some wibbly bits. This is the bit where the extras are. We've got, well, this is the front sort of foldy up bit. There does appear to be two different options. So I've only built one of these before, and that was a sort of easy to build one. I did not have the option of either full-on sort of eagle or eagle with a bit of scripting over it. So that is a very nice thing to see. We've also got the plasma incinerator, I think it's called. Heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, obviously. What else do we have? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. That's a thing. As far as I don't know what it is. It's a thing anyway. We've got a flamethrower. We've got the power fist. So the question is, do I go flamethrower for the Black Templars? My brain is saying yes, absolutely. And the question is, for the heavy weapons, do we go plasma or onslaught or heavy onslaught? The eternal question, folks. Maybe you could give me some guidance down in chat below, or comment section below. Okay, so here we go. Not the Sword Brethren, the Templar, the Initiates, and the Neophytes we've got here. So we got some, thankfully we got some good cape action going on. I do like a good cape. Otherwise, you never really know what's going on. Right. Obviously, I'm not looking at the instructions, so this is literally a first look as I try and decipher what the hell I'm looking at, because frankly, I've got no idea. It's a bunch of... I get confused. The Initiates are the sort of the ones without all the armor on. They got a bit of armor, but they don't have. They got bare arms, etc. So these are the Initiates here. Got shoulder pads, chainsaws, bolt pistols, and I think they get frag and crack grenades as well, and that is about it. They do get these rather fancy haircuts as well, so obviously they're really chuffed about that. I believe this is the Sword Brethren. You can get an entire unit of Sword Brethren, but this Sword Brethren chap leads this gang of miscreants into glorious combat. So we've got, he's got this sort of robe tunic front. He's got his sweet cape. He's got shoulder pads of doom. He has a horrific haircut. Absolutely horrific haircut. He should be ashamed of it. Maybe we can get a zoom in on that. Look at that. Look at that haircut. What is wrong with these people? It just boggles my brain. It just boggles my brain. Like that is tolerable. That is tolerable, I guess. But someone needs to send a sort of Inquisition in to get the Black Templars haircuts organized, because my God, out of some old tapestries with the old school haircuts. I know they're supposed to be monasteries and all that jazz, but come on now, get something a bit snazzy, surely. Yeah, this is the Sword Brethren right here. We have some Initiate torsos here as well. Power Fist, their trousers and stuff. So you get a bunch of them here. And then right here, we've got more of them. We have got these are actually Black Templar Neophytes, I believe. I could be really mistaken though. But they're the ones with all the armor on. I suppose it'll say in the book once I can be bothered to read it. And there's his head almost falling off. There is another bit of cape action going on, thankfully. Okay, so these folks, it's these two are replicas. Okay, it took me a bit to realize, but these two are replicas. However, it should give us enough little extra bits and pieces to sort of fit out the gang as we require it. And before we forget, we've got the book. I had this on the side and somehow neglected to do it. So we're going to open this up. As the instructions for building these kits are within it. I'm going to put this bit of artwork down because, as much as I like it, I prefer the book stays in good condition. So the instructions are here. Black Templars, as you can see. Now this is where I find out I've been calling everything the wrong name, which will be a fun time for everyone in comments below, no doubt. So there are build options, different base sizes. Martial with the weapon options, sword, axe, baron head, well, both bare heads, I guess, essentially, and two different weapon options right here. It's up to you. I've got no idea which is best, so who knows? That's for certain. Primaris Crusader squad. Right. Here, the Emperor's Champion, you can only build in one way. I don't. There are no options for this particular one. Primaris Crusader squad. So the Sword Brother. Right here, you can give him a variety of weapons, either axe and pyroblast or just a big chopper and things like that. I don't know. I suppose it depends what you want your Crusader squad to do. More options, like weapon options, bolter or pyroblast. I'm calling it a pyroblast. It might just be a regular flamethrower. Some weapon which spews out hot stuff. That's all I know. The Initiates. So the Initiates are the Space Marines. The Neophytes. Okay, so I think I had it the wrong way around. Anyway, you can give them either auto bolters or chainsword and bolt pistol. Lots of different options. All the shoulder pads available, which is important. All the robes, all the fabric things, which are always fun to paint. Always go flamethrower, surely is the rule. When it comes to these miniatures, maximum flames. And these are the Neophytes. Okay, I must get these names correct. They get a bit of leg armor, or sort of a knee pad, and a bit of torso armor, and the rest is sort of open to the elements. Shoulder pads, different build options right here. Make sure you've matched up the arms to the guns, but they just get the basic loadout. That's about it. Chainsaw and bolt pistol, or just bolter. Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought. Open or close build. I don't glue mine closed because I like to paint all the extra details if I can. They have some extra weaponry on the front, don't they? They have bolters or grenade launcher, fragstorm thingies. That's another option I have to make my mind up with. Curses. It's just a regular Redemptor Dreadnought. A few build options here and there. What was that weird thing I saw on the kit? I had no idea what it was. It was like a tube. Ah, okay. It went underneath the pyro thing. It was one of these bad boys. Got it. All right, well, that was nice and easy. Got to the bottom of that. Weirdly, did I miss the paint? Did I miss the paint? No. They don't seem to have put any recommended paints in for this kit, which is an interesting choice. Normally, I would expect to see that. However, let us crack open it. We're only going to have a brief look through. I don't want this video to drag on and on and on. However, you got the Black Templars introduction, the Holy Chapter, Crusaders the Emperor, High Marshal Helbrick, Warzone Armageddon, Era Indomitus, Purges Crusade, Heimdall Crusade, Tannhelm Crusade. I think I'm going to read this off camera and come up with a little backstory for these. These will be joining my Imperial Fists, obviously, in the future, so I'd like a bit of backstory to help things along. Sigismund, what a ledge. The Holy Chapter, all this sort of Crusaders of the Empire. Yes. Question is, do I get... I know you can't see it, the light is too powerful. A Land Raider Crusader. Seeing as I don't carry Primaris, it's a bit of an issue. Helbrecht, fabulous golden armor. There's a lot of stuff. I do like all this stuff. As I've said many times, I do think the artwork and all this lore stuff, absolutely put it in books. I'd be all about that. Because I much prefer reading books for, like, pleasure. Like, I'm very happy to, like, read rules from a phone or a digital device, but I hate, like, reading lore and stuff from digital devices, etc. There we go. Oh, there we go. We got the 4 laws that we looked at earlier. Oh, here are the colours of the Crusades. This is going to help because I've got no idea. Although they're not suggesting what colour paints to use. Thankfully, hopefully I'll remember in the future to link up there on how I paint a Black Templar. Oh, that would be an amazing situation. Here are the rules. Attachment abilities. Templar vows again. Stratagems, warlord traits, litanies, relics. All the juicy relics, relic bearers, chapter approved rules, crusade rules. So this is going to go quite nicely with, I know we did a poll the other week. Orcs won, so I will be getting the Orc Combat Patrol. This is roughly points-wise similar-ish. So it will be nice to put these up against that Combat Patrol. I read that as a meme generator. It is in fact a name generator. So, Crusade Army. Very juicy. I'm all about it. I've already got Helbrecht. I've got Grimaldus. I've got the Emperor's Champ. We've now got a Crusader squad. I would like to get some Sword Brethren, and that's about it, really. Weapon profiles, point values, all that fun stuff. Glossary reference, a bit of black paper, some squiggly words, and that's all there is to it. Suffer not the unclean... My reading... I had a seizure the other day and my reading still hasn't recovered. Suffer not the unicorn to live, is what I read. The unclean, yes, also them. However, that has been the Black Templars book. I'm very happy I've been umming and ahhing over this for quite a while now, and I'm very happy to have finally got my sweet, sweet hands on it. Without further ado, let's go and say hello to Editing Badger. Folks, thanks very much for hanging out with me as we checked out this box set. I was lucky enough to see it online, so I've been mulling it over for a bit. It might not be the best sort of financial, best bargain for the box set. I already owned the Emperor's Champion, so that was a bit of a thing, but it does give me an option to do something else with it. So, yeah, it's bearing in mind that the Black Templars also have the combat patrol. I was umming and ahhing it. I just didn't really like the idea of the Impulsor at the time, so that's where I went with this box set, and it was only sort of £10 more than the combat patrol. It came with the lovely artwork in that book, in the codex, and the cards and the transfers. So I thought, in my brain, I justified it, or at least I kind of I talked myself into buying it, let's say, and we'll just leave it at that, really. Folks, if you'd like to follow along as I paint these up, do make sure you've subscribed and indeed hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any future videos. That's basically all I got to say. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.